Hello everyone, it's Jamarl Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. Hope everyone is doing alright. Let me check my volume. Always check your sound. So, 7:36, just got back from taking my wife to the doctor, Mrs. Thomas. Somewhat, maybe not necessarily a worthless visit. Just we when we go to the doctor, we often like to know, it's like, what is it, what's wrong. And this was one of those cases where it's not this is the thing that's definitively wrong with you, I'm not quite sure, we need to guess and check. It's one of those things. So there's that. So that wasn't it, but that's not a great visit, or not a great trip. Let's say it that way. Mrs. Thomas and I argued most of the trip. I don't necessarily like to argue with my wife. We don't argue that often. But for whatever reason, this was one of those trips where we did. Because of this, I'm somewhat disengaged by the conversation because, I'm talking, when things aren't necessarily going well here. So I'm invested in my cell phone. And I'm looking at Twitter. I think we're going like 80 miles an hour-ish. It wasn't 80, it was like 60. And I see Caitlin Johnstone has been suspended from Twitter. Caitlin Johnstone has been suspended from Twitter. I think to myself, what could Caitlin Johnstone have done? What possibly could she have done? Who did she bash? Who did she curse? Who did she abuse? Who did she threaten? Did she say, I'm going to blow your brains out? Did she say, I'm going to swim across the ocean and I'm going to put a hatchet in somebody? What did she say? What was the thing that got Twitter into a bunch? What was the thing that other human beings could say to one another, or that she would say to another human being, and that human being would shrivel like a penis in the cold weather? Some penises, not mine. What did she say? What would she say? I see Matt Taibbi post this. Twitter has suspended Caitlin Johnstone apparently over a McCain tweet below. She was told the offense was abusive behavior. Okay. Which Twitter characterizes as an attempt to harass, intimidate, or silence someone else's voice. That's what they say. You were being abusive. You were being abusive. How was she being abusive? What did she say? Friendly public service reminder that John McCain has devoted his entire political career to slaughtering as many human beings as possible at every opportunity, and the world will be improved when he finally dies. I don't know what's untrue about that statement. Has McCain devoted his entire political career to slaughtering as many human beings as possible? Yes. John McCain has pushed for every war that John McCain could push for under this guise of supporting the military. That's true. That's true. Now, if you're going to suspend her for that, you're essentially suspending her for something that's true. Let's go back to the statement. And the world will be improved when he finally dies. Okay, that's her opinion. She believes the world will be improved when he dies. Okay, that's her opinion. You don't like her opinion, you can block her. You can say, oh, that bothers me as a human being. I don't like you saying that the world will be a better place when he dies. Now, she may think that's true. So what? She think that's true. So what? So what? If you can't deal with another human being saying, I think another human being should be dead, get over it. Block her account. But you don't necessarily need to suspend her from Twitter. This is fucking nonsense. This is utter nonsense. And by the way, when I was looking up the Twitter terms of use, and I was like, I'm curious. What is in the terms of use that allows such a thing? And I realized it doesn't matter. I'm looking for nothing. And then I did find something. But again, it doesn't really matter. Let's look at this part first. Twitter has removed my 33,000 followers Caitlin Johnson account for disrespecting John McCain. I've been getting a flood of notifications from hashtag resistance accounts informing me that they were all mass reporting me ever since the popular Share Blue shill Carol Orr, RVA Wonk, drew my McCain tweet to the attention of centrist Twitter. Haven't received any communications from Twitter yet, but I'm appealing it. Good luck. You're appealing it essentially to a bureaucratic god, a totalitarian state. There is no popular democratic process in this. This is some kid in his flip-flops making a decision on whether or not to destroy and erase something that you've spent X number of your years dealing with. I want to draw your attention to something else. I love this. This is my favorite part. We may suspend or terminate your account or cease providing you with any part of the service at any time for any or no reason. Right there. They didn't have to give a reason. Appeal what? Appeal what? This is a totalitarian state masquerading as, for the most part, a corporation. And I say that to say that everything in the processes that take place within a corporation are fundamentally undemocratic. They're fundamentally undemocratic. To this process, you've given everything. And I mean all of us. When I say you, I mean all of us. I mean, for all intents and purposes, all of our public speech is taking place on private entities. That is unimpeachably true. I mean, for the most part, like Twitter, you could be on Twitter for 8 years, 10 years, the entirety of Twitter's existence, and in a whim, Twitter, bam, you're gone. Eliminated. They could do it in a whim. They could do it in a whim. They could think nothing of it. You think the kid in the flip-flops who loves John McCain knows who Caitlin Johnson is? No, he doesn't know who Caitlin Johnson is. Hey, we don't like this person talking about John McCain. These other people said she talked about John McCain. Bam, you're gone. You're gone. Do you know how mundane this statement is? And the moral relativity in this? John McCain has spent his entire career slaughtering people. That's true. When he got back from the war, and at the point where he got back in politics, he's voted for one war after the next. That's the guy screaming bomb, bomb, bomb Iran, if you remember about this. That's the guy who said we're going to be in Iraq for like 100 years. That's who we're talking about. That's a true statement. That's an utterly and completely true statement. When you're saying that a person who has spent his life engaging in death, engaging in the process of killing and murdering other human beings, and wanting to engage in more and more war, when you're saying that the person who wants to engage in killing people ends his existence, that's one less person that's engaged in that particular act, the world will be a better place. The world will be an inch brighter. Oh, we don't like that. That bothers us. That offends our sensibilities as centrists. We don't like that behavior, so we're taking you off our platform. One or two things need to happen. Either, the more I think about it, I like what Garnham is saying. The commons. We have a new commons. At this point, this is becoming somewhat of a digital commons. Now, I have a hard time believing that you get to that point in one step, but I would say this. I love the idea that in the same way that if you open a business in the United States, you have to serve everybody who comes into the door, and there are regulations associated with those people coming in and the way that you do your business. If you're going to open a digital business, there needs to be certain rules associated with the way you go about that business, especially from the standpoint of the terms of service. That terms of service cannot purely be the discretion of the company itself. The idea that a company can blow away pages because they're Palestinians, they're blown away at the behest of the Israeli or the United States government. By the way, that's the United States government doing an end run around the First Amendment at that point. The government itself may not necessarily be able to silence your speech, but at the point where all of your public stuff is in the hands of private ownership, the government only has to squash the private ownership to shut you up. I hope you get this. You are all on the chopping block. This is what I'm saying. They are able to do this at a whim without any level of democratic choice in the process. All of the people that are on YouTube, there are no unions, there's nothing. You have no protections at all. They can do whatever they want. Even though you are a business model to them, you are maximizing their profit. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all of them use your content in order to do anything. They're maximizing profit on your backs, while at the same token retaining control to everything for the most part that you do. They can snip you off at a whim. You can look at the terms of service all you want. It doesn't really matter if you look at the terms of service. They have the right at any particular time to cut you off at the knees for whatever reason. A kid in his flip-flops. It's deplorable that they've done this. It's not just her. I'm doing these in Chronicles because I want to keep a snapshot of all the people that were taken out for stupid shit. Like nothing bombastic. It's not aliens are eating babies or nothing like that. She has an opinion about somebody. Oh my God, she has an opinion about somebody that I don't like. Be fucking adults. Be adults. It's fucking amazing. I'm not going to keep this. This annoyed me. This continues to annoy me. I feel like people should be just fucking adults. If somebody says something you don't like, okay, you don't like it. Move on. Block the person. Leave the person. She's said this before multiple times. Nobody gave a shit that she said it about multiple times. Some people say, oh yeah, I don't like the fact that she said that. Fair enough. Whatever. I'm gonna end this because I have another video that I'm supposed to be doing based on what people chose for the patron appreciation. But motherfucker. D. Martin, if they ask me, JT, I've never heard of you. Just letting you know what's going on. If they ever ask me, I don't know who you are. That's fucked up. Thanks, man. That's fucked up. Just a click and you're gone. Yeah, it's just a click. We've all put our lives in the hands of private enterprise. We've been conned into this idea that, oh, it's free. We can put our information out for free. It's free. Oh, it's so great that it's free. Some capitalist somewhere sucking it up. And at any moment, he owns you. Like, I guess I'm getting to the point that all of this, for the most part, is owned by somebody else. And you can do this, providing you stay within the margins. Those margins, purely determined by somebody else, and those margins can be constrained at any particular point. Those margins start turning into somewhat of a noose, and it's choking the shit out of some people. Caitlin Johnson, the warrior is fallen. I'll end it. Can never face similar consequences regardless of the content. You're talking about TYT. Yeah, isn't that always special? Look, at the moment that this becomes somewhat of a business, it's a constraint. It's like you're stuck in this margin of, this is a business, so I need to maintain it as such. By the same token, this business is owned and completely controlled and dominated by somebody else, and there are no unions or anything else to essentially maintain any level of autonomy within the rule set of the company. That's what it is. I think that's the thing that bothers me. For whatever reason, Google, Facebook, Twitter are able to open and do business. But you have, I think it's this thing of, if you're going to have a platform, I know what it is. It's this thing of because it's their platform, they can do whatever they want. But I guess I'm making the point that there needs to be, at the point where you have Facebook, Google, and Twitter having like 70% of the news, meaning it's market share. Nobody's going to go and create another Google. Nobody's going to go create another Facebook. At least I don't think they are. It's very possible that somebody is, but somebody saying, hey, just go create another one seems dramatically unlikely. The argument needs to be done from, this is the situation to which we're presented with. What's the best outcome? The internet should be commons. The internet should be commons. The question becomes, how do you make that fight? How do you make that a rule set, or make that rule? What I would say is extending the limits of the First Amendment or strengthening the First Amendment. That I like as a stopgap. That I like as a stopgap. You have no idea how much blood I've seen over difference of opinion. That's true. Goddamn. That's true. Alright guys, I'm going to end this because I have another video immediately after this. The video after this is going to deal with patron appreciation. So I'll see you in like 10 minutes. Sometimes the things that people ask for in the patron appreciations are a little, I guess, intense. Like, I do this show every day, so it's not like there are some shows that are historical pieces, and so the show takes like one show per week, and they take like the entirety week to do the show, and then the show gathers, I don't know, like 50,000 views, that type of thing. And so they create this kind of financial model based on the lengths between those things. That show is daily. It's more like a talk show, or more like a. I know I hit on topics of history, philosophy, and everything else, but it's more. I gotta be honest, I don't know what it's like. I guess it's more like a Cedar, or a Hartman in the way that they do like a 3-hour show. But I don't do my show like that. Break my show up. Maybe like a Galloway. I'm trying to think what it's like, but it's not like it's like a historical piece. It's like a radio show that goes on over the course of the day. At least that's how I see it. That's how I process in my head when I try to think of what I am. That's a sharp shirt, Jamal. Thank you. Everybody's commenting on the shirt. I love. It's funny. This is one of my favorite shirts. I like I said, I was wearing the shirt in Panama. Are you going to have another? Yeah. I have another video after this. Don't be so short. That's funny. That's funny. If not here, somewhere else. Look, if they kill this channel, I will open up another channel. I have no strikes against the channel, but you're right. They can kill this channel at any moment. That's true. It's a good shirt, dude. Looks thanks, Garden. I appreciate the man love. Should ask for a 12-hour show on patron appreciation. Oh, Jesus Christ. My birthday is on the 31st of this month, and I was thinking of having a birthday bash on that day. I thought that would be fun. I thought that would be a lot of fun. You look great in that shirt. I love that everybody loves this shirt. All right, I'm going to end this. I will be back in about 15 minutes. I need to set up for the next show. But Caitlin Johnstone, down over stupid shit. They took the other guy down over a joke. Van Buren. Was Van Buren? Yeah. The anti-war, Van Buren was taken down. Then there was somebody else that was taken down with Van Buren. Both anti-war voices. Both over nonsense. They took her down over nonsense. This is complete nonsense. Katie's back because people scream so loud. She's back. She's back. She's back. Let's see. Is she back? Let's find out together. She's back! She's back. That's awesome. Twitter shut down my account for abusing McCain. I'm back. Thanks for making such a huge, powerful noise, everyone. The suspension was lifted just after I published on this one. So I put an update to the beginning, but here's what happened. Violating the rules and abusive behavior, you may ask, etc. You get the point. Welcome back, Katie. I'm glad you're back. Alright, guys. If you enjoy the content, please feel free to share, like, subscribe, and of course, you can always support through Patreon. Thanks all. I'll see you guys shortly.